The great John Dean is up next, Arn. He says, do you think the Horsemen versus the Varsity Club could have had a long run if it was booked? Would love to have seen Flair versus Dr. Death, Arn and Tully versus Steiner and Sullivan, and Barry versus Mike Rotundo.
Yeah, could have some good matches.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. Yeah, but it was in those days, you just didn't do the heel versus heel thing. It just wasn't a popular move.
Yeah.
Those guys could have been the baby faces pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, if there would have been, you're right. If they would have figured out a way creatively to do that, there could have been some hell of great matches. Think of you and Tully versus, Rick Steiner and Kevin Sullivan, two crazies. I mean, that would have been fun to see you guys against them.
Yeah, Mike Rotundo was a tremendous performer.
Right, and the history of him they were a tag team, Barry and him back in the day, right? The U.S. Express. So having those two work together would have been fun. Now Flair and Dr. Death would have thrown him around the ring.
Yeah, I couldn't have saved him on that one. He'd have been on his own.
I mean, could you coming off the top rope, those slams, the Oklahoma Stampedes, that would have been something else.
Yeah, Doc was a beast.
All right, good question. Another fun one, John Dean. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Al Generated Bear Ryu says, wants to know if you have any good stories from working in Little Rock, Arkansas during the territory days. He said, growing up here, I didn't realize so many promotions made their loops through this area. So Little Rock.
Yeah, Little Rock was a good wrestling town. Really was. It was just that when I would go there working for Bill Watts, it was a regular, semi-regular town about... Oh, they would run it every other week or something, but it would seem like it always would be, you would leave from somewhere down south like Baton Rouge, and Baton Rouge to Little Rock was 400 miles of two-lane road. Now, 400 miles people think about in terms of interstate, four-lane interstate. No, this was... I think it was 169, went up about halfway, and then you picked up 71, which these are secondary roads, two-lane, not well lit, potholes everywhere. It was tough. So it was a tough place to get to if you came from down south. And that was, in those days, it was like, you don't even complain about stuff like that. That's just the way it was. That's the way it laid out. But the fans were always awesome. We always did good business there, Little Rock. I want to say a couple of times we went to the fairgrounds, and it was like an outdoor arena. So they mixed it up a little bit, but it was a good market for us.
Good stuff.